going on, everybody? It's Insanity back with a brand new video. Today we're going to be inside of FR Legends talking about the Touge Attack game mode. Now the Touge Attack game mode is actually really fun. There's two tracks. I don't know how to pronounce the name of the track, but there's a short version and a long version. The long version is actually the full track, but the full track has been the funnest thing I've done, as well as the most frustrating. I say that because it's really hard to be able to beat the actual set record, which is 1 minute and 28 seconds. Now, I managed to set a 128.076, and my other FRS that after that I really just couldn't hold that car together. I kept crashing and everything else. So I swapped over to this car, and I don't know if it's because I thought it was more wide and it would grip better, but for whatever reason, I actually managed to set two new records. I beat the 128.076, and then with that record, that was a 127 something, and then I actually beat the 127 with this one right here. This is the screenshot from the end of my Touge run where I beat the 127 record. This is the fastest I have ever done the Touge. Alright guys, this is going to be the actual Touge run video. I'm going to show you guys this, and then what we're going to do is go back through it, and I'm going to break it down and point out some little tips and tricks of things that can help you guys out if you're just getting started with the Touge runs, or if you're just getting started with the game in general and want to touch up with the Touge runs. So, without further ado, let's play. Alright, so now we're going to move into the breakdown of how I managed to run the Touge at my best time ever. So the first thing first, the start of the race, when it gets to that beep, as soon as you hear that, that's when you want to tap the gas, and that's when you just want to go. Doing that will give you the best possible start. Sometimes I eventually started a little bit after the beep, or I started way too late and I just restarted. So, as well, once you get started, you want to hold the straightest possible line you can, so that way your car gains as much speed as possible. I'll explain later on in the track where turning can play into effect with speed and actually slow you down, so you have to be really careful with your turns. So here we go, get started, holding that very straight line to gain as much speed as possible, of course, while following the track. I'm moving to the outside of the track, and you're going to see that as I move closer to this turn, I'm going to move to the inside of the track, which that helps in cutting down the amount you have to travel, because if I stuck to the outside of the turn, it's going to take longer, but if I cut to the inside of that corner there, and then move my way back out to the outside of the track, it's going to be a much straighter approach. Even though it's still a corner, it's a much straighter approach, and it'll allow me to gain more speed. As well, through here, what you want to do is you want to tap the brake while holding the gas to control yourself through the corner. You want to hold the brake, of course, don't just tap it. You want to hold it through the corner, and when you feel like it's ready to let go of the brake and stay on the gas. Of course, when you get to the apex of the corner, which would be right about there, you can hear how the engine audio picked up, and I'm back into the gas. Well, here you just want to let go of the gas real quick and just steer a little bit harder You see, I will just use the outside of the track and went to the inside of the track here. I'm going to go back to the inside of the track over here. I went inside, outside to inside. So here we go. And through this corner, you just kind of want to really quick let off the gas, tap the brake, and get right back into the gas very, very quickly. For this corner here, it's very tricky. If you don't do that, you could either oversteer trying to steer too hard, or you could understeer, which is not steering enough at too much speed and fly off the course. Not good. Right there, quick brake. And from here, you want to run the fastest straightest line you can. And then here, you just kind of want to let off the gas, let it roll, and then you want to get into the brakes as the corner starts picking up. And right about here, you want to get right back into the gas. And then here, you want to let off, let it roll through that corner. Of course, as I dipped off the track there, that was to make sure I could just keep with the corner that I was running. Because if you hold a line, you want to hold it. You don't want to try to correct, because if I've gotten into that grass and tried to correct, I could have completely slid through the grass and off the left side of the track, and I would have had to restart. Sometimes it's best to run your line and hold it, and if you go off the track, so be it. Be very, very careful, and don't throttle when in the grass, or you'll slip and spin out. So here I get right back into the gas and try to hold the straight line. Of course, here it brakes. Back into it. And here is one of the important parts with steering, as I was talking about. This is a very, very sharp corner. If you were just to approach at an average speed, you would be able to let off the gas and just kind of turn and roll through. But if you're holding the gas and you try to go through, you're eventually just going to oversteer and the car is just going to drift off the track. So what you want to do is you want to come through and you want to be on the gas, but you want to hold the brake as well, so when you hit the apex of that corner, you can let off the brake and just gas straight through the rest of that corner and then continue. So like this, brakes, and right back into gas immediately. Then from here, right about here, you want to take a quick let off of the gas. Right there, you saw the flames. Right there, do another one just through those. Feel like you're getting too much speed, let off the gas very quickly and get right back on it. It drops the speed and the power enough that you can control it through those corners without smashing into the guardrails. And I know as well, here is a very challenging part of the track as well. You could potentially get off of the right side here and lose the car, or you come in too fast, and when you try to slow down and everything, you can either come to a complete stop, or you're not going to be able to stop fast enough, and you'll smack the bridge. As we keep going here, I'm holding the straightest line possible here. I'm going to go right there, off the gas, brakes very, very hard, back into it, and I try to hook towards the outside of the corner, because if I try to make that quick right turn to stay on the inside of the really sharp turn there, I would have taken a lot more time and a lot more speed to build up. Whereas since I cut to the outside of the track, I was able to straighten the car out faster and be able to pick up speed. And here, we'll go to your inside line, and I just kind of ran a mid-high line here, and then let off the gas there, accelerate, let off the gas, accelerate. Here's where I really kind of almost messed everything up, because I should have came in a lot closer to the inside line there on the left, but instead I managed to just kind of run a midline, which once I got through the corner after my little bit of braking there, when I accelerated, I really was so close to going off of the right side, but I managed to steer a little bit harder without oversteering to where I could straighten the car back out and accelerate to the finish, as you will see right now. There, in gas, back in straight line, all the way to the finish line, and that was the run. Alright guys, that was pretty much the main course of today's video. Just kind of wanted to go over the Touge. If you're new to the game, definitely try to take some of these tips and tricks and use them. If you're just getting started out in Touge as well, put some of these tips and tricks to use, and I think you'll find that they'll really help out a lot. If you're just getting into this game, go hit the Touge run. Save up that money, go buy those tracks, and hit the Touge run. Even if your car is only at low power rating, go ahead and just run it anyway. So that way you can start implementing these tips and tricks, and then once your car is really high powered, you'll already have all of those down, and those skills and tips and everything will be into your brain, and everything you need will already be developed, and you'll be able to run the Touge very, very quickly. Now, I don't know if anyone's ever ran it faster. I do need to research that, but I think for beginners, And as for myself, this video and some of these tips and tricks I taught myself are going to be very helpful to some of you guys. And if they are, definitely leave a comment. If you broke your record and some of these tips and tricks were used, let me know. That would be very awesome to know that this video was helping some of you guys out. And as always, thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.